Alright guys, we're at Cinema Wasteland. I'm going to open this footage up with shirtless guy across the hall on his computer. He's probably going to see me. He kind of looks like Roger Ebert, but that can't be right.
Maybe he didn't die. Maybe he's just hiding.
No, he still has his face. I don't mean that. Rest in peace. Apples. It's the most interesting thing at Wasteland right now is a shirtless guy. That's so not true. But it copyright laws for music playing.
Right.
Probably will. We just all got back from seeing the Evil Dead remake. Is that a man ponytail thing there?
My cozy.
More rounds to be.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, I don't know who wants to go first. I guess I'll go last. Who wants to go first? Any brave people?
I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Cage, what'd you think about it as a whole?
Thought it was a good movie as a whole. I would give it an 8 out of 10 compared to modern films. And as a whole, with every, you know, old horror films and everything, I'd probably give it lower it down to a 7.
That's pretty solid.
I don't want to spoil it. There is a scene in there that involves a mechanical device, which I thought was shitty. But there's a lot of good deaths. There's minimal CGI, which kind of disappointed me actually, because I heard there was no CGI in the whole film. I heard there was none, and then I get in there and I see some fire and some blood drips. But the film as a whole, you know, I thought it was really good. I was thoroughly impressed. It was one of the better remakes.
See it in theaters?
Not better than the originals. Yeah, go see it in theaters. Go see it when it's cheap or something, you know.
Yeah.
I think what he was doing is that he finally got to make the movie an actual horror movie. Like, the first movie didn't really come out to be a complete horror movie. Like, it seemed like it got kind of satirical towards the end, you know. Sure, I'd be talking to this and not him. It got kind of
talk to whoever you want.
Yeah, right. It got kind of satirical towards the end, but this movie was like a legitimate horror movie. Like, it was it was gone. It was put together to scare you. I mean, that there was a scene in the end where things started flipping out. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but there's a big change up, and I'll just say that it involves your perception of who Ash is, and that's all I'm gonna say. But that whole twist kind of comes along, and then it's but I think I know why they did it, and it was a good way, because when you watch the movie and you understand what I'm talking about, nobody's gonna be able to live up to Bruce Campbell because he was just fucking awesome. There's no way that they were gonna find a good enough actor to fit his role, and I think the way that they ended up doing it in the movie was pretty good. I want to give it a real high rating. I want to give it an 8.5, an 8.8. I want to shoot it up there.
You got to be honest.
But yeah, that's how I feel. The movie, legitimately watching that movie, I was on my edge. That movie got me squirming a bit. I wanted to cover my eyes in some scenes. I got real into it emotionally. But if they were going for such hardcore realism as opposed to what the first movie was, that scene where the switch up happens kind of kills it. And so I'm going to have to drop it down to a 7.5 just because of that, the way they did it. But other than that, the movie was fucking awesome, and it was worth the money. Totally worth the money, and it should be seen in the theater.
All right. Who wants to go next, you or?
I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie. You know, I had pretty high expectations going into it. But overall, it really fell flat. Didn't really blow my skirt up. Don't see it if you're looking forward to some gratuitous full frontal female nudity. But if you're looking for gore, there's some few fun scenes. But overall, it was just corny. I just couldn't get into it really. But it wasn't quite that bad. But out of 10, 3. If I was being generous, I'd give it a 4. So see it only if you're, as long as you don't have to pay to see it. I'm going to see it that way.
Dylan or Brooke, do you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, I didn't.
I might not be able to.
Oh, I was trying to hurry up. I wasn't too excited for it, but once I saw it, then I really liked.
I got you. We're good.
Then I really liked it. But I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for new horror, and then for all around, probably 7, like Cage said.
You got anything else to say about it, or?
I didn't like any of the gay porn.
The gay porn scene was out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere, really. And Don Rickles being in it really killed the mood.
Yeah.
Brooke, you want to say anything?
I'm good.
All right. Well, sorry, I should have said something. I thought somebody else want to hold it?
Yes, I'll hold it.
All right.
I'm going to aim it at your nipples.
That's the best part anyways, right? I thought it was pretty solid. There was some stuff in there that they obviously shot for cliche horror trailer stuff, like pull away shots and just stupid shit that you see in every other movie I hate. I'm not really spoiling here, but I don't really like how they took away, the classic Evil Dead will swallow your soul for more of an Exorcist. Your mother sucks cocks in hell. This should get us some views. People like the Exorcist bullshit possession movies lately, and I thought that they really kind of, lost a little the Evil Dead demon spirit there by doing that. I would say that. And but the gore was so great. I love the gore. I'm all for the gore. The gore was. If you love gore movies, you should check it out. There's some really shitty gore movies out there that you watch just for the gore, and this one delivers a lot on the gore. I love the gore.
The gore was good.
I really liked seeing
good.
the guy from Killer Joe in there, and I really like seeing the guy from Thumbsucker in there because I think they're solid actors. Even though the guy, honestly, from Killer Joe didn't really get to do a wide variety out of it. I thought the guy from Thumbsucker was much a better character, and I thought that what happened to him was just more immaculate and fun. But the gore was great. There's obviously some stupid bullcrap that wouldn't happen. I don't like how they handled the actual possession at first, but it does some shout-outs to the original. Things I didn't like I said, I didn't like how they handled the possession at first. The scene where everyone's talking about the mechanical thing was absolute crap. It was like, it seemed like really gritty and serious, and maybe I could buy some of the stuff. Characters do stupid shit in horror movies all the time, but I couldn't buy a lot of that nonsense. Overall, I'd say it was like a 6.5 to 7. If I watch it again and I enjoy it, I'd give it like a 7. But as now, I say it's a 6.5. I'd see it for the gore. Don't bother staying after the credits. Don't bother doing it. If you want to get out of there, go ahead and get out of there. Everyone's saying, stay after the credits. It's like, you're not really missing much that you hadn't seen in Army of Darkness 175,000 times. Overall, it's an entertaining gore movie, but as a remake, I think it's okay. As a remake, it's actually pretty good because most remakes suck.
Oh, it's a good.
I think
As a-
solid remake.
And
I'm
it's
just
super
gonna say.
mean-spirited.
It is
too.
mean-spirited. The gore's great.
It's just a mean movie.
Did you see that one Swedish one that was like basically Wither? It was like an Evil Dead remake in itself. That was gory, and that was good, and it kept its serious tone throughout. I think that they were good pieces, I mean, when people complain about an Evil Dead remake, it's like the movie's been ripped off 100,000 million times, dude. Relax. I mean,
Great
I'm not big
cinematography,
in
too.
remakes. Yeah, good cinematography.
Camera work was amazing.
So usually we never even talk about shit like this, but I'd say go see it in theaters if you're a gore fan for sure. If you're more of like that suspenseful, it has that kind of scares and stuff in there too, but there's some stupid shit in there.
It'll make you cringe. If you like to cringe, it'll make you cringe.
Huh?
I like how they added more to the characters.
Well,
like
high body
chick.
count. I actually am not sure how I felt about that. Like, it felt like they're
I
beating
liked
around
it.
the bush a lot to get to it. But, I mean, you can't keep sending people out to the cabin to party. You can't
Right.
keep doing it. It's not going to work. People are going to be like,
That was
"Ah."
a really different
Yeah.
way to do it.
They had to. They had to do something else. But, we good?
Good. Nipples. How do I stop this? We're good.
Wasteland.
How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm all creepy with the camera now.
Yeah.
I always feel like a voyeur. Like,
I'm like on the spot.
he's already
getting into the role.
We were all just talking, all
Okay,
having
now
like
take a shit.
fun and making jokes and shit, and then the camera comes on. It's like, how you doing?
Fine, I guess.
It's like, what's up, dude?
I would put that camera on somebody and they just start slowly undressing.
It's like,
It's like never breaking eye contact.
like the slow jerk finish, and then he's like, you never finish? What was that? Whitest Kid You Know?
Yeah.
Remember this
Well,
kid?
I've never seen that.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
he's like, you never finish? You don't make eye contact? That show was
He
great.
starts like jerking off the other guy.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We got some new Dustin Mills movies. Easter Casket.
Easter Casket.
The Bath Salt Zombies VHS. Those are both new.
Both featuring Dave Parker.
Some asshole.
Some ass.
We got the Puppet Massacre Convention Special.
Convention exclusive. Yeah.
And Night of the Tentacles, and Zombie A-Hall.
Also convention exclusive.
Director's Cut.
Yes.
The Collective Volume 4. Got any movies in the works, these two?
Kill That Bitch and The Ballad of Skinless Pete. And then we got some other stuff going on this summer that I don't know what's going on for sure, but these two are definitely coming up soon.
Awesome. I'll just scurry along. I'll be
Tits and
back.
Monsters.
That's the best, dude. That's all everybody really wants.
Kiss! What's up?
I thought you were telling someone to kiss. I was very. Then I looked up when that. I don't know what I was expecting.
No.
We're looking for a bass player. You got the Gene Simmons look.
I got it.
If that's a good thing, I don't know.
His head is not big enough to be Gene Simmons.
Dude, my head's tiny.
Monster melon.
Look, if you put your fist up to my head, my fist is almost bigger than my face.
If you like hid Gene Simmons' body and put some arms on the side, it's Slimer from the Ghost.
What? Do you remember the Slimer toy?
Yeah.
Did you have one of those things? I got it for like Christmas when I was 4. It was like,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
I love Slimer. Water.
That's what. That was a joke. My friends named their penis Bankman and Winston. I was like, fuck you guys, I'm Slimer. It makes the most
That
sense.
seems more accurate.
Yeah. I mean,
It does slime. He slimed me.
if somebody ever said that after sex, I'd be like. And I imagine just with like your bland voice, you slime me.
Is that called having an ectogasm?
Well, ectogasm. That you should patent. That should be copyrighted.
Stamp of approval.
I think we need to make a new Ghostbusters porn.
Yes.
Ooh, a new one.
Although I appreciate in the actual Ghostbusters porn, instead of coming up with a parody version of the name Winston, they just call him Ernie Hudson.
Really?
The character's name is Ernie Hudson.
That's terrible.
That's awesome.
Ernie Hudson's actually awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
I met
he's
with,
everywhere.
I ate lunch with him in his hotel room at Pittsburgh Comic Con a few years back, and he was the man.
He's huge, isn't he?
Yeah.
I remember in Oz, he was in the show Oz. I was like, Ernie Hudson is still in great shape for some reason.
Really big dude.
So you got Everyone Must Die on Blu-ray now?
Full 1080p HD, baby. Absolutely. You see every little part of everyone's nipples.
Ooh, that's always a plus. Because I want to see if they have hairy nipples so I can fantasize correctly.
Absolutely. I totally understand.
And there's cookies at this table.
There are cookies.
They're
Came out
listed
in
my very little
2014.
secret.
Full HD cookies.
Full HD cookies. Are those the same cookies from yesterday? Are any of those repeat cookies?
No.
No.
No repeat cookies?
No repeat cookies.
No.
You got to throw them out?
We don't do shit like that. We just ate them. We threw them out by turning them to
What? Did I turn?
We recycled them in the organic porta potty.
I just threw my
them later in some we don't like.
You mix them back into the new cookies.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good idea. I think I'm gonna move along. That's what happened. We were having a great conversation with Dustin Mills, and then right when the camera went on, we just were like, "Wow, how's it going?" We were talking about this stupid shit, but I was just like, we were talking yesterday. I was like, "This Fred Vogel seems like that type of person that would be successful no matter what." It's like he's just had like that success gene. Like he's just gonna have money. He's gonna be successful. He's gonna do well what he does. I don't know. You know, say people like that. It's like I think me and Cage were talking like
You
that.
know what? I think I am successful, even though I might not be a millionaire or drive a Ferrari. You know, as a filmmaker and what I do for a living, like, and seeing my fans come up with my fucking face tattooed on them, it just really shows the power of my art, and I'm really pleased about that. So that's a success I want. I don't care about money. Is fucking materialistic bullshit. It's all about like your legacy and like what you leave for the fans.
Didn't who said that to me? Remembered forever is to make history. Is the only way never to be forgotten, or something like that. And that's just like one of the most true things ever.
You know, when I made August Underground, I was, you're making your first movie, you want to break ground. So I wanted to do something that, people never seen before, and, a serial killer movie that was, showed the negative side of serial killers instead of a positive side, glorifying it. And then just making it just so raw and realistic, When I first started showing the movie to people, people just didn't get it, because they knew me personally.
Yeah.
It wasn't until people started to see that didn't know me was when I really saw the power of the film.
Yeah, I remember I first found that in Allied Record Exchange, and this was before I went to any conventions, and I was like, holy shit, I heard about this movie, I gotta see it, it's always on the list. And I grabbed that, and it was also, somebody must have dropped off their entire collection because there's a Flower of Flesh and Blood right next to it. I grabbed that too, watched both of those, and I mean, that was probably like, I've been watching horror movies since I was 4 years old, but I didn't see that movie, I didn't know about that, to the power of the internet can spread. I mean, when I was a kid, I couldn't get any of that stuff because I couldn't find it.
I used to get it through the tape trading days back in the day. And the Guinea Pig movies were one of those movies where it was just like, wow, and as an effects guy, you're watching that, it's like, look how they did that shit. Devil's Experiment, all those different Japanese films, they were just so ahead of their time. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what's very interesting I found out about like disturbing or just different movies? I have friends who don't like horror movies, they're not big horror movie fans, but they are very interested in really disturbing, crazy cinema. They want to see like Flower, Flesh and Blood. I was like, I heard it's really messed up. It's supposed to be crazy. So all the legend, he's like, well, I want to see it. They like the crazy cinema. Everyone wants to see something they've never seen before.
No, and it's more than just horror. There's movies like Red, White, and Blue.
A great movie.
That's totally disturbing. A movie like Kids. I went and saw Kids on the big screen when it first came out. And I couldn't talk for the first hour after it. I was literally so blown away and how disturbed I was by it. Same thing with, you know, Todd Phillips, G.G. Allen hated it. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, there's people like that out there, and it's pretty heavy stuff.
All great movies right there you named. I mean, and I remember watching The Hated. I wasn't like a G.G. Allen fan. I knew of him, but the documentary was really well made, and I really enjoyed it.
I had no idea who G.G. Allen was, and it wasn't until 1996 is when I first saw it. And I went home that night and I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I'm like, I can just picture this guy slamming that microphone into his teeth, and you know, how can you fucking do that? I mean, this guy's fucking punk rock. I mean, like, there's people like that out there. And now years later, I'm friends with his brother Merle, and Murder Junkies. Jesus Band is in my August Underground's Penance, and you know, it's funny how close everything is now. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. The internet can.
It's like full circle. You know what I mean? Like when you make these kind of movies, you kind of like, you know, draw that crowd. You know, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. That's just amazing. Like, what did you like? Red, White, and Blue blew me away. I mean, that's a great movie, and just anything. The funny thing is, you mentioned two movies in there. They both involve one of the same things. I don't want to give away what I think. That always gets me. It's scary.
Well, it's real.
Yeah.
And that shit can happen. You know what I mean? And you know, that's what and with all my movies, I try to make stuff that can really fucking happen. You get the best reactions out of that. Cool. You know, with Murder Collection, you know, the whole idea behind that movie was just, I got so tired of people saying, you know, check out these dead videos online and you really see real death. And I'm like, you know, I was into that, of course, when you're younger, because you don't know about death. And it's interesting to see like that, and you kind of want to test yourself and limits. And I know that, you know, at Toe Tag, we can fucking make it look just as real, but you don't have that guilt factor. You don't have to go home at night and be like, wow, I just watched somebody really being killed. Like, it's actually art of Toe Tag. So
that is pretty cool because, you know, I was. I liked Murder Collection, but I was never big into like the death film. I've seen him here and there and stuff, but I was never big into it. But I understood where you were coming from with it, so I was like, "That's a pretty unique idea. It's a unique idea for sure."
It was really an answer back, like that. 3 guys in an ice pick or 2 guys in an ice
That's
pick.
terrible.
Came out. And somebody sent it to me, and I was like, "All right." It reminded me of my August Underground movies, and it's like, wow, Jesus Christ, the people are, you know. If my movies are affecting me, because that's what's going on. As a filmmaker, it's like, oh my God, it's hitting close to home. I'm like, well, I want to make something that's kind of like the end all for that. That's why, like, when you hear Ballin talk about it, it's like, why are you watching these films? Like, are you getting off watching people being killed? And all the segments inside Murder Collection are all like anti-violence, like the pedophile that gets killed, or the ransom scene where they have the girl kidnapped and they kill her by accident before they get the money. Everything kind of turns around. It's more of the negative side of all that.
Well, it's like Goodfellas. You see this like flashy gangster life. You're like, I want to be a gangster. And then in the end, you're like, I don't want to be a gangster anymore.
And that's like the art. You know what I mean? Like that's my arc of the movie.
Have you ever worried about that like people would try to emulate it, or you just think that? I know that's a stupid thing debate.
You can't. You know what I mean? As a filmmaker, you make a movie. This is my art. You know, but people have been killing each other since the dawn of time.
Exactly agree.
And people have been videotaping it or filming it. You know, too. So I just I did it the best way that I can do it, and I wanted to show it as realistic as I could do it. And for the movies to be 11 years old and still have the same kind of powers blows my mind. But it just goes to show the power of the rawness and the nihilistic films.
I had one of my friends that I actually met through another friend who had seen August Underground. It's funny, a guy lived in Toledo, and they're not all like, I don't have that many horror fans that aren't related to and he had seen it, and he said that one of his life dreams was to put it on a VHS and leave it on a bus, take out the credits, just to scare the shit out of someone.
Dude, I've known people that have actually done that, or they'll ask me, Fred, is it cool if I do that? And it's like, that was my goal when I made the movie, was to drop them off all over the country. I wanted to, but then it was 2001, 9/11 hit, and at the time my lawyer was just like, Fred, don't even think about that. He's like, you're gonna go to jail for a long time.
And that would have been a shame.
Yeah, and I didn't want that, but I wanted a great marketing tool, because Blair Witch came out and was like, wow, look how fucking great these guys marketed their movie. How can I do that with this? And I thought, if people think it's real, then maybe I'll get arrested, and they'll be like, oh, this filmmaker does this stuff, but it's all fake, and it'll blow up. And I couldn't do it because of 9/11, so I literally had to be like, hey, this is fake, and it actually worked to my advantage. Because as soon as I gave it to Rue Morgue magazine is when everything blew up for it. It was like that was the key moment was when they got it.
That was a great idea, though. That's just like, again, your businessman coming in there. That's just genius.
It's marketing, and I'm a huge fan. I'm a wrestling fan, so like I love the marketing, I love the gimmick, I love trying to like do something that you're not. Wrestlers are it's fake, but it's a persona. And these movies have a persona as most disturbing, and that's the plan. Is like, how can I make them so disturbing but yet so realistic? It feels so real. If they didn't feel real, then they wouldn't work.
You're exactly right. I'll let you. I was scaring away a bunch of potential customers. I'll let you get there. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for talking, man. It's been great.
Hey, what's up, baby? This is my sleaze, and this is Natalie Jean.
Oh, we're being filmed.
Yes. This is the lead actress and producer of Crossbear, as well as the lead actress and associate producer of The Cemetery. She also did all her own stunts. Except for the boobs. Except for the boobs in The Cemetery. She had stunt boobs. Haley.
They're beautiful, though.
Thank you.
There's
Thank you for your boobs. Oh, well, whoa. Hey.
I can edit it. You want to edit?
Leave it in. Leave it in.
Because I hate editing.
Yeah. Oh, God. So, whoa! So what are you doing at the con, man? What have you been up to?
Just buying stuff, walking around.
You get anything good?
Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Highlights of the con for you?
Huh?
Highlights of the con for you?
I'm just like, I come here all the time. Like, so it's like just hanging out and talking to people and buying stuff and just having a good time is like the highlight of the con.
Last night, my friend Corey, who did Princess Death Squad, he actually was assaulted by a woman.
Really?
She tried to grab his penis, and he ran away from her. She was a very hefty lady, and he ran away from her and fell down the stairs.
Is he still alive?
If you go to the Incest Death Squad booth, he's got a giant, like, bruise on his arm from diving down the steps away from a large, hefty woman who tried to rape him.
You know what?
Down the steps was the best option.
We were actually like talking to him just yesterday, and I bought his third movie because I had the first two but never seen him. And I was like, well, I gotta, get the third one, and that's funny. I'm just gonna go over there and film him now. Film his bruise.
Right.
It'll just cut right to his bruise now.
Right. For me, that's one of the highlights. The other highlight might have been watching the two gigantic ladies pretend to go down on whiskey bottles.
I'm catching a theme here.
No,
I'm catching a real theme.
It was fantastic because I walked into it. I walked down to see. I thought you guys were doing a party last night, but I walked down to see Doug. Well, I walked down to see what Doug Sackman was doing, and as I walk into the lobby, there are two gigantic women just sucking these whiskey bottles, and I'm like, that's happening.
That's better than
right now.
Better than the hula hoop.
It's nice to see hefty ladies go down on inanimate objects, but not you.
Listen, I like sleeping in a waterbed. I like riding in a Cadillac.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
This is the movie?
This is Crossbear, and it's filled with sleaze and gore. We're only selling these at conventions, and we have less than 200 left, so...
It's a good movie too, guys.
Thank you so much. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the review.
Yeah, I don't know why I put my middle name in. I guess I was feeling a little redneck or something.
Listen, by the way, this shirtless picture...
Dude, that's gonna haunt me. Like, I need to stop doing that, but it's almost like I started and now I can't stop.
Yep. No, it's so
He's got a duck face picture too.
That was like, dude. But guess what? It was before there was. It was before there was actual duck face. It was like 8 years ago before there was a duck face.
If you don't do this, I'll be disappointed. What you need to do is shirtless with ponytails. But instead of like looking like this, do it just straight on, like.
Just with a beard and shit.
But like terrified, like.
Terrifying or terrified?
Terrified.
I see.
Nipple tassels. Have nipple tassels.
I can actually move my boobs too, so that'd be good. I like put sprinklers.
Make a gif of your tits moving.
I can actually move them.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could probably actually do that. You don't need a gif.
That would be the move. There you go. If I don't see that on your Facebook, I'll be disappointed as fuck.
That's a lot of work. You're gonna be disappointed.
He was dressed as Conan the Barbarian, and he had nothing but a leather pelt on his shoulders.
You guys make it seem worse.
Exposed. And for the first hour that I knew him,
I should stop
thought
recording.
for sure it was a plastic plate on his chest because that shit couldn't have been real. I was like, that's not real. He's got a plastic thing. And I was talking to him and he was like, no, it's real. And he flexed his pec. I was like, whoa. I was like, that is real.
See, again, like two cocks up from that.
Right.
And they're both spurting in unison
You
onto
got a
each
straight
other.
cock here,
onto
dude. That's
each other.
points. Lots of points.
Dancing Fountains is the name of my next film, apparently. Dancing Fountains. Spurting. Spurting. Spurting.
Dave's chest in the middle.
Dude, no. You guys are bad people now.
Dancing Fountains! But now you gotta cut away to your chest and like cum loads hitting it.
And then that dude's bruised. It's a wrap. Alright, I'm gonna cancel this.
Alright, so to wrap out, go to crossbarrelmovie.com, check out what we're doing. We're going to Chiller, we're at Cinema Wasteland, and Mr. Parker's reviews. Thank you so much. And Natalie Jean. Everything Natalie Jean. Everything Natalie Jean.
An extra voice.
Planet videos uncut.
Must be the worst shot ever.
That one's hard.
I know of it.
Are you filming my?
Huh?
Are you filming my food?
Yeah. Just filming your table again. Just making the rounds.
Just film my food. Nothing else.
We'll talk about all the cool shit on the table, but they'll just hear the food.
How you doing over here now?
Tired.
See the Chinese food?
I see it.
It was
I
good.
do see it.
I'm filming it.
You are filming it.
He filmed movies.
This guy? Yeah, no, I talked to him. He's a producer of like Cemetery and Crossbear.
Yep.
Did one of what?
Crossbear.
Some other movies.
Huh? What?
And the other movies.
There's some other ones too. I don't like to talk about it so much.
Pornos? Or?
Something like that.
Do I?
Horror pornos.
Are they probably Phantom Killer?
Penetrator, Triple Exorcist, Evil Head.
Oh, I don't have those ones. No.
You know,
Lied
he
to
has
me.
talent. He didn't make the Phantom Killer movies.
I was like, I don't know, horror porn? I was like, the Phantom Killer probably really weren't from another country.
This is from this country, though, even though it's illegal in 27 states, you know.
They're illegal?
Yeah, a little bit. Mutilation, penetration don't go too well together. Same shots.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. Were those any good?
I like to think so. But we got our Crossbear screening at 5:30 over in room 2.
And he did Punk Rock Holocaust.
I've seen that around forever, but I never grabbed it. Good, bad?
I haven't seen it since I've been like 13, so I don't remember.
Does that mean it's good or bad? Be honest, Lewis.
I don't remember watching it. I know I have it. I've watched it. I just don't remember.
That's not good. You don't remember.
Okay. Watchable, probably.
Yeah.
You like work term.
I don't. I don't like people. They're alright, but I don't like mass amounts of people. Except, he was alright.
You're at a place for mass metal people.
Yeah, but it's not a concert. I'm not getting like shoulder to shoulder.
Yes, you are.
Am I? I'm good. Now back to the Chinese food.
That's good Chinese food. I'm so tired.
Right? This is Bill Zebub, director, writer, and
Farter.
Barter. I was gonna say conqueror Burt Reynolds' mustache. I don't know. I was thinking something.
Do I look into the camera or look at you?
You can do whatever you want.
All right. I will look at this because this is very interesting.
You can read a magazine when you're actually talking.
yeah,
That would be really like.
Ah, lunch meat. You don't get a body like this eating vegetables. Do you mind if I keep this?
Sort of.
All right. I'll have to purchase my own copy. She Devils.
It took place on Halloween.
This must be the reason why I woke up with a condom in my rectum at the last convention. She Devils. Took advantage of me. But do you have any questions that I might answer?
You were saying something about a PayPal banning movies for certain reasons of just rape being in the title, no matter the subject matter. That's just curiosity in there.
Well, this movie got banned from Amazon.
Also, my YouTube review of it was taken down.
Really?
Yeah.
This movie got banned. And there's another one, Ravage the Scream Queen. Banned in Canada as well. And this movie was banned from Amazon by Christians saying this is vile, don't show priests raping boys. There are no minors in here. Spoiler alert, this is a serial killer who killed a priest and took his uniform to get the confidence of his victims.
Actually pretty scary. Probably could happen.
Oh, thank you. So, little by little, stores started returning these movies, and one is TLA Raw, TLARaw.com. They have a porn catalog that I think has millions of subscribers, and they were told, and the source is TLARaw.com. Dan Reed told me that they were told in no uncertain terms that if they continue selling these movies, they will lose the privilege of processing credit card orders from Visa and PayPal. And then a porn star, Bella Vendetta, told me that there's a movement called the White Ribbon Campaign that is very anti-rape, anti-violence against women. I don't like violence against women, so I've raped a couple. I've asked them to forgive me. No, just kidding. All you have to do is say you're sorry, according to Christianity.
Or comedians.
Yes. So, the White Ribbon Campaign apparently is behind all this, and the movie Metalheads is a comedy, and there is a joke scene in here that in no way can be taken seriously. But because the comedy line is, it's not rape if she doesn't know it's rape, that got on the list. So that can't be processed by credit card orders, and it was en masse returned. So Metalheads is now a bonus movie on my other movies, otherwise it cannot be seen because of this blind censorship. I would like to poke out the eyes of every censor, so it would be truly blind censorship. Fuck you! So, I hope that's not censored, what I just said.
There's been language throughout.
But, the funny thing about all this is I'm making not a documentary, I'm making a comedy about indie movies called Indie Director, and it was originally supposed to be called Raped by a Rapist. And Raped by a Rapist is such an idiotic title, how can you take it seriously? But again, I was told if you call the movie that, it cannot be sold in stores. So, we have reached a point of idiocy with this political correctness. Having a knee-jerk reaction to something doesn't make you moral. You're moral when you understand why you decide yes or no. If you just flat out say no, you're a conformist. And I think Germany had a problem with the population just blindly obeying. And that's what's happening. I think that in America the swastika is pointed to the left. That's exactly what's going on. Thought control is bad no matter what. Even if you think it's good, making people not produce movies, it's bad. So I will not change. If I have to, I'll just make the most vile movies possible and upload them to torrent sites. So I might not make any money, but I'm not making these movies for money. I'm making it to make people think. So if you know a person who is a censor, please rape that person.
We good?
Yes.